Something important is happening quietly in the heart of the Sahel, and history may look back at these days as a turning point Africa has been waiting for too long. While many people are distracted by noise, politics, and fear, three countries are building something real, something practical, and something deeply African. The Alliance of the Sahel States, also known as the AES, is moving with a speed and clarity that surprises even its critics. This is not talk, this is action, and by the end of this video, you will understand why many Africans are beginning to see the AES as a serious answer to problems that have been existing for decades. By the end of this video, you will clearly understand three things. First, how the AES is building real sovereignty step by step and not just through speeches. Second, why these recent inaugurations matter not only to Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, but to the entire Sahel region. And third, how this new direction can benefit Africa if more leaders choose courage over comfort. So please watch till the end because the final inauguration you will see in this video ties everything together in a powerful way. And please do not forget to subscribe to Africa Unchained and turn on the notification bell for more updates from across Africa. On December 23rd, 2025, something historic happened in Bamako. The leaders of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger stood together to inaugurate the AES Investment Bank. This was not just another ceremony, it was a loud message to Africa and the world. The bank was launched with an initial capital of 500 billion CFA francs, about 820 million US dollars. For years, African countries have depended on external banks and institutions that often come with conditions that weaken sovereignty. AES decided to change that story. This investment bank is designed to fund development projects inside the region using regional priorities, regional thinking, and regional control. Roads, energy, agriculture, industry, and youth projects can now be financed without begging or borrowing. This matters deeply for the Sahel, a region rich in resources but poor in infrastructure, has always been trapped in a circle of dependency. With the AES Investment Bank, that circle begins to break. It creates hope for jobs, for local businesses, and for long-term planning. It also shows something very important, that African countries can pool their strength and trust themselves. This step by AES places the alliance ahead of many older regional bodies that struggle to move beyond meetings and communiques. Just one day earlier, on December 22nd, 2025, the AES Television was launched. Again, this was not accidental timing. Control of money without control of narrative is incomplete. For decades, African stories have been told by others, often in ways that ignore context, dignity, and truth. The AES TV was created to change that. Led by Captain Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso, General Assimi Goïta of Mali, and General Chiani of Niger, the channel was officially opened as a confederal broadcaster for the alliance. AES Television will share regional news, fight disinformation, and promote the Sahel story from the Sahel point of view. This is media sovereignty in action. It strengthens unity by allowing people in the three countries to see themselves as part of one shared struggle and one shared future. It also helps citizens to understand government policies directly without distortion. In a world where information is power, the AES has chosen not to remain silent or misrepresented. This move alone shows deep strategic thinking. But none of these steps would be secure without safety. That is why on December 20th, 2025, the Alliance of the Sahel States officially established its unified military force. This was the foundation upon which everything else rests. Before development, before media, there must be security. Terrorism, instability, and foreign interference have haunted the Sahel for years. Instead of relying on external forces that fail to bring lasting peace, AES chose joint responsibility. The unified force allows Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger to coordinate intelligence, operations, and defense as one body. This is not about aggression. This is about protection. It is about defending people, borders, and sovereignty. A united military force reduces duplication, strengthens trust, and sends a clear message that the Sahel will no longer be fragmented and weak. When security improves, farmers goes back to their lands, children goes back to school, and investors regains confidence. This is how peace becomes practical. When you look at these three inaugurations in order, a clear picture emerges. First, security, then voice, then economic power. This is not random. It is a logical African-centered strategy. In just a few years, AES has achieved what ECOWAS struggled to achieve in decades, not because ECOWAS had no vision, but because AES has urgency, unity, and courage. The benefits to the Sahel region are enormous. Stronger security reduces violence. Independent media builds awareness and unity. Regional finance unlocks development. Together, these steps push the Sahel closer to real sovereignty. If more African leaders begin to think, reason, and act this way, then Africa can finally control its resources and choose its own destiny. This is why Africa Unchained exists, to tell these stories clearly, honestly, and without fear. If you want to keep receiving updates like this from across the continent, then please make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Africa is changing and the AES story is still unfolding. Stay with us because the next chapter may be even bigger than what you have seen so far.